You have questions, we have answers. This is Jane Miller.
And this is Ken Miller. Welcome to our show, all about real estate with Ken and Jane. Well, Jane, real estate is more than just the home you live in. It's about lifestyle, which includes community, education, and of course, the arts. And right here in our backdrop in Central Jersey, we have a NextGen Acting, which is and we have with us today as our guest, Dennis Connor. He's with NextGen Acting. We're going to talk about all the great services you guys offer for the residents.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for having me on. I'm so excited to be here. It's so cool.
Welcome to the show.
Well, we've been thinking about it for a long time.
Because literally you're not only in Middlesex County, but you're right around the corner from the radio station, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't get more
jumping away.
Yeah, you could have walked here, ridden bicycle, hitchhiked, or done anything. Yeah,
I could run all the students in.
That's right, exactly.
Like, those daycare centers where they have the string with all the hooks. It could have been a bus walking over it now.
Yeah, but it's really true because when we're thinking, our show is a lot about real estate. We have a lot of dry topics. We talk with mortgage brokers, title agents, lawyers, developers. But really why people move to any community is because of the quality of the schools and the arts. And arts and acting and theater and culture, those are all important parts of any community. So, we're going to talk about all the programs that you provide for kids and adults. So let's get into first share with us how your career evolved as a actor, how you became a professional actor going back to your childhood days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know what they want to do with their lives, what they want to be when they grow up. So, I was completely opposite. I knew as soon as I was like 7, 8, I was like, I want to be a singer. I want to be an actor. I want to be a performer up in front of everybody. And I trained hard. I started taking singing lessons. I started doing musical theater summer camps. And I just worked at it. And along the way, so many people said how hard it is to get into the arts, that there's not that many jobs. Only the top 1% get a job in acting or the arts. And I came to find that that's just not the truth at all. There are so many different roles, especially now. Like, think of how many hours people spend on social media or watching Netflix or watching HBO. The arts are everywhere, and they helped us throughout the pandemic keep us entertained and connected. And it's just something that's integral to us and our and like who we are as people. So anyway, to segue back, I always knew I wanted to do it. It was hard, and then once I was able to see the pitfalls, the different traps that you can find yourself in, as well as the speed ramps. Right, there are some ways that you can get ahead even further if you want to pursue this professionally. And I wanted to share that knowledge with this community, with all the people, especially parents, because my parents, oh my gosh, I annoyed them so much as a kid. I was like, put me on Nickelodeon, put me on Disney. And they were like, where do we go? We didn't really have the internet to just Google it, so it was really hard. But there are parents out there that need a helping hand, that need some expert guidance to figure out how to handle the industry. And that's what NextGen is here for. And then on the flip side of it, growing up, I found myself. I found community. I found confidence in who I am as a person and as a leader because of theater, because of all these community theater shows that I did in Central New Jersey, at Place in the Park, in Sayreville, in Livingston, everywhere. And I wanted to help create that community for the next generation so that they had someone that would listen to them, to guide them, to celebrate with them, and also be there with them when the chips fell the wrong way,
I have to say, every time I see you, right, you was just a sunshine. Left up the room, everybody so happy. You bring the positive energy and the happiness to wherever you go. That's really, that's what we need in this society, right? That's what we need, a positive energy.
Thank you. Yeah, well, why are we going to waste our times being sad, worrying about things
we have no control?
We have no control over. One of my first acting teachers ever said, when you get into the door for the acting class, when you get into the rehearsal room, try and leave it at the door what you're going through as much as you can. Sometimes you can't, right? And you have that little notch on your shoulder. But for the most part, let it go, because you can experience the present moment with other people. And there's so much joy you can find by just connecting with other people. And that's what I like the most.
Right. So now we're going to talk about how your coaching skills, because now is acting something that has to be inborn? Can you develop any person at any level can improve their acting. You don't have to be naturally born with it to be. I mean, maybe to be like a superstar, but anybody can. The self-development in acting can benefit anybody. There's always room for improvement, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've started with students that are in their 40s who have never considered acting ever, who had a 9-to-5, a very physical labor job, and they're like, but I like making all these silly voices. Like, how do I get started? And there is a methodology, right? A lot of us didn't get, I was lucky to get an opportunity to study it as a kid, but a lot of us as adults didn't get an opportunity to explore these different passions, and there's never a late time. There's no due date on getting prepared for an acting career. And you could, but if you start earlier, it's easier, and there is a such thing as natural talent. You need to have an ability to listen, an ability to communicate, and to be patient enough with yourself to let your mind and your body guide your acting choices. But those are things you can also improve on and work on. I was actually talking to one of my students last night. Very incredible natural talent. He is so funny. Every single time I'm in a class with him, he makes me crack up. And he was like, how do I get further in this? I was like, at your age, I wish someone told me this. Don't rest on your talent.
Yes.
Hard work will take you further. There were these kids that I grew up with that I was judging, like, oh, I have a lot more natural talent than you. Like, you're never going to get further than me. And I saw them put in the hours, put in the effort, day after day after day. And they started booking jobs and commercials and agents. And I was like, how did they do that? And I was like, wait a second. They put in all that effort. It's doable. It's just hard work.
Right. And I guess my question for you with acting is, I mean, you said put in the hard work. So like if you want to improve as a swimmer, you swim more laps. If you want to be, improve as a runner, you run more intervals, you run, more distance, whatever your race is. How do you improve as an actor? You just expose yourself to more. I guess that's part of what your coaching does. You pick up the nuances, the intricacies, what makes, you. How does somebody get better as an actor? I guess it's a whole. It's not like it seems more like not as concrete the method. It's not like, well, you just you show up and you stand in front of the mic and you smile or you do this and this. It's like there's no formula. I guess that's my question.
Yes and no. There are formulas and there aren't formulas. A lot of the acting work, and this is the hardest thing to wrap your head around, is you have to do all of this work preparing your character and all your mannerisms and your motivation behind your character just to drop it when you're in the moment performing, and you have to live in the moment, and all you have to get to rely on is your scene partners and being able to breathe in the moment with them. But how do you prepare? You read lots of plays. You watch movies and TV shows. Some parents are mad at me because my first homework assignment that I give my students is go home and watch your favorite TV shows, movies, something that you've seen before a couple of times, and disassociate from the story a little bit. And how are they making those acting choices? Why the characters making the acting choices? How would you have made a different choice? Would that have been a better choice? Or maybe it's just different. So really getting into these different stories is number one. But at the end of the day, the muscle that actors have to expand is the imagination muscle. And that imagination muscle comes from recreation as well as exploration. So recreation, how do they discover gravity? Sitting under a tree. Oh my gosh, apple falls under the tree. Oh, we're relaxing, right? Somehow that little bit happens in the arts as well, where you're going about your day, you're walking through the park, and you notice an interaction between two people, and you're like, I get my character now. I heard something on the subway that gives me an insight into something I didn't experience, but I can tell is real based on seeing that and seeing someone else go through it. All that to say is there are some tangible things. What are your objective? How do you manipulate your voice? How do you move your body? What actions are you doing, choreographing and blocking that? But then half of that is living life. And it's frustrating for younger actors where it's like, sometimes you just need more life experience. You need to just go in and be social.
And that's why they said a lot of the movie actors, they actually become the character in some way. They try to actually live and breathe and they absorb it. Like for somebody for a big part, like I think Dustin Hoffman, when he did that one movie, he became like about the I forget the name of it now, but it was about where he had like a mental disorder. He became that character. He tried to, so you really experience, you really embrace it, and so you can best acted.
I only remember from that movie, I forgot the name too, because he said a Qantas, he only fly Qantas. Only remember that part, only fly Qantas, because that's the safest airline. Too bad, Qantas fly from JFK, not from Newark, so I can't take that.
Now we just have to worry about Googling what
Which
airplane he's getting into.
I tell you, that's true, because I'm booking Ken's air flight for the attend commercial conference, right? I said, honey, do you like take 737, whatever the flight? I said, they have two choices. Which one do you like? He said, I don't care. I
really don't care.
She's
saying this is 737 and 757 Boeing. I really don't care. One's bigger, one's smaller.
I just want to get there. I Googled. They said both flights have the same safety. So, well, here you go.
So that's good.
Hey, before we forget, give your contact information so some of our listeners can get in touch with you if they want to get benefit from some of these acting and singing services, which we're going to talk about too.
Yeah, absolutely. So to contact us, nextgenacting.com, our number 908-315-3525, or you could just email us at office@nextgenacting.com, and we're on a bunch of social media platforms. So please follow us and check us out.
Cool, yeah. So let's talk about some specific programs that you've got for students or the children. Then we'll talk about the adult programs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So right now we're wrapping up our spring semester. So those were our Saturday morning classes, our after-school classes during the week, and a lot of the students this semester were focused on individual scenes. So we're finishing up that semester with a final performance in June, and then over the summer we have our summer acting camp, which we're really, really excited about. We are working with Adams Athletic Club in North Brunswick to use their whole entire space. So we're anticipating getting 50, 60 students for this program. We have a recording studio, kind of like where we're at right now.
Cool.
It's a lot smaller. It's for one student at a time. But we're going to have voiceover instruction, musical theater classes. We have some master class guest artists coming in to do some workshops. It's going to be a blast. So enrollment is filling up, but we still have a couple of extra spots. So anybody who's interested, reach out.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go back to our regularly scheduled after-school classes in September, October. And we usually do 10-week programs at a time. And then at the end of the 10-week programs, we have a performance. Because how do you get better at performing if you don't have a chance to get out in front of other people and flex the muscles?
Right. All right. We're going to come back. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back after these messages. Okay, welcome back to our show. We're joined today with Dennis Connor of NextGen Acting. So, Dennis, let's continue talking about some of the programs you guys have and tell us about this Rising Star program in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Rising Star Resilience Project is a really special program. Last year, we were awarded a Community Innovator Micro Grant from the Department of Children and Families, Office of Resilience stewarded by Norwestcap, to build this program for students 12 to 18 to help them build resiliency. And to help fight against adverse childhood experiences. Yeah. When you have 3 or more adverse childhood experiences, it could set you up for a life of consequences that you don't even think about. A shorter lifespan, less of an income per year on average than students that don't have adverse childhood experiences. So we developed this weekly program where the 25 students that were chosen get free weekly acting classes and storytelling classes, as well as 8 master classes with professional artists from Broadway, from video games, from Hollywood. And then in June, the end of June, June 27th and 28th, Friday and Saturday, we're putting on a big showcase that they've created. They wrote all the stories for, they're producing it, and it's going to be awesome. And then we're hoping to build that program for further years. So far, we've been surveying all the students to see the impact of the program. 62% of the students have noted an increase in their resilience. So that's in their hope, in their ability to, get back up when they've fallen down, when they've been rejected, and in their ability to not self-judge themselves, right? Put the judgment to the side and just get down to work. And so we're hoping that we see a similar improvement throughout the rest of the program.
Yeah, I would say acting is far more than just going to acting because you want to perform in the high school, you want to perform maybe on Broadway. I mean, that's all important, but it's also the broader reach is the self-confidence, the self-esteem, the public speaking, the presentation. These are all, communication is still, regardless of technology, oral communication is still a prime means that people relate to each other, and you have to have good in any work environment. You need to have good communication skills. I mean, for the most part, even unless you're embedded in a lab by yourself, but you work with people. You have to in corporations or real estate or whatever field you're in. Life interactions. So that's all. I see that as just a plus. Even if a child has no interest in becoming an actor, even acting in high school, it's just a good self-development skill to have.
100%.
Must have. Just like us, right? When we go into people's home, you call me, you want to sell a house, you want to buy a house, it's an interview. Like, doesn't matter how you slice it. It's an interview. Every time you talk to a client, it's an interview. So Ken asking earlier how you get better, get more interview. Before you go, prepare, know your stuff, right? You have to know the market. You have to think what question they're going to ask you. And you have to think sometimes when you come out, you didn't get it part or you didn't get the job. You have to think what did wrong, what you could do better. And and sometimes you have to call the client, ask for feedback. But once again, the self-confidence is very important. The presentation is very important. The confidence is very important. Sometimes people just nervous. They're fantastic if you know them, like our daughter, right? But in stranger kind of environment, just not feel comfortable. So I think you can help these kids bring the talent out of them, bring the confidence,
that's a good way to put it.
Out
bring
of
the
them.
talent out of them.
Bring it out. So that's what we're very, very happy and grateful for what you provide.
They always used to joke in school. Some of the teachers used to say, even in law school, said some of the kids, even the law students when I went to school, they said the professors used to joke, say some of the people that wrote the most brilliant answers, they never participated in class because they were, they have all the knowledge, but for whatever reason they're shy, they don't want to express it. Whereas a lot of so that's a very, very important. You can't understate how important acting is for self-confidence and your whole character well-being.
How are you gonna go to court, Ken? If you're the attorney, right? You're gonna say
because 85 to 90% of lawyers never go to court. So that's why.
Oh, that's why.
That's how you. So it's only.
Sorry, we take away from that. I'm sorry. You see, we're having fun here.
That's quite all right. No, but actually, there are a lot of actors do get side jobs. Actors in school, working with attorneys, playing different parts.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
Potential clients. I did that for my sister when she was in law school. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Just a sidebar. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But to go off what you're saying with confidence, over the last couple of years, I've noticed a decrease in students' ability, the younger students, the new generation, to connect with other people outside of their phones.
Yeah.
They're all in their phones.
I see it at the gym.
Scrolling, and sometimes in the classroom, it's hard because they have this need to get their phone out as soon as they have one drop in their attention, like 1 second of that, all right, I'm bored. They need to take it out right away.
Even if you go to Manhattan, sorry to interrupt, but even if you go to Manhattan, we were there recently, I noticed on the street, just people are on their phones, they're texting, they're on the phone, and it's a beautiful day, and there's so much to see around the buildings, the architecture, but they were on their phones like this. It's like they're going to, they wouldn't know if somebody bumped into them. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's so, exactly.
When our daughter was, younger, right? That was like that time they have a play day, right? Some kids have the phone, right? They come play day, they on their phone play games. So I said to my daughter, if that's the case, next time no play day, because you play day for you guys to put the toy aside or play together with the toy. Not each of you get a tablet and then play individually. Mm-hmm. Why bother? It's not a play. You can play by yourself, right? So a lot of children, I think it's a huge issue with the society. Every day you have to see this. I mean, my phone telling me how many hours, minutes a day you're on the screen. But for me, it's pretty low because I'm only used for business purpose. But still, I think they should have something mechanism on the phone. After a while, they just lock you out, especially for the kids.
Maximum time.
Yeah, they should. But our daughter will cook up stories and say, "Mommy, I have to do the homework. Talk to my friends to discuss the topic."
I think that it would work if you shut off the time. If an image of your parents saying, "Come home for dinner."
That would be fun.
And it's just glued on your screen. You can't change it until you get home, or you put the phone away.
It's fun.
But just to go back to like the games thing is that like the first couple of classes that I have, like group classes with my students in a session, is playing games because they need to be given permission to talk to one another, to interact with one another. In school, a lot of the times they're not able to collaborate. They're not able to talk unless they're in the hallways or at gym or recess or whatnot. Sure. So giving them that the ability to interact in these games that are social gets them out of their shells. They start gaining that confidence. Then they gain trust in that smaller community so that they can perform in front of that smaller community. And then they rehearse with that smaller community, and then we can bring it to a larger audience, bring it to the family for a community performance. And it's just those individual steps of building up. But I think it starts with like what you're saying, playing around, having fun. Because what connects us
is they're more comfortable. They're just let go, break their shells and let them just go crazy. I guess.
Allow yourself make mistake, make fun out of yourself. I mean, if you can make fun out of yourself, I think that's a big step forward, right? You can laugh it off, right? So that's a lot of people, especially kids when I was little. My brother always quiet, always conscious, right? For me, I just like carefree. I say anything, do anything, you laugh, I laugh with
Jane,
you.
That's an understatement. You can't shut her up. That's
true. That's true.
She never she's never short of words.
That's right. A few times I was short of words. Very unusual.
Few. You can count them on one hand probably, right? And still have a spare finger.
One day we're doing the studio here, doing the show here about a commercial. We had Frank Drake, the company executive came, and the whole show only say one word. This is Jane Muller. And then the studio, they were laughing. They say, Jane, is your microphone working? Is something wrong? How come there's no word? I said, well, I know when do I shut up if it's too deep for me.
She got too technical. She doesn't like the technicalities.
I did the commercial now.
Right.
So anyway.
Hey, so let's also talk about the singing services you offer too. It's not just acting. Well, I guess acting and singing go hand in hand especially if you're on theater and Broadway, right? You've got to sing. Now, can you, Jane, do you want to give an audition and see if you can improve her singing? Yeah, we both. Neither of us is.
I'll be quiet now.
Otherwise, you would exit the studio if we started to sing right now. No, you would run from the studio.
At least we don't have monitors on, like headsets to hear. No, just kidding.
You can sing Amazing Grace. Give it a shot, right?
No.
I sing it at home, but that's about it.
Hey, sing. We were laughing our head off when they sing. We said if there's any intruders, we just play that. They're gonna be voluntarily run away.
You give it. Is it AD? What's the security company?
Oh,
yeah.
ADT.
ADT.
You're going to take away business. Just get my recording or her recording to go out. And So that's like, I know with acting you can improve, but with somebody, if they just don't have a tune, can you improve somebody's singing at any start level?
For the most part, yes. The younger, the better, of course.
Yeah, of course, right?
Because it's when your brain is at a younger age, you can expand it and you can gain skills that you wouldn't normally have. But at any age, you can gain some level of pitch. Yeah. There's a lot of different exercises that our private instructors or group teachers can do. One of our instructors, Miss Brianna, she's incredible. Yeah. She works with the students with their voices. A lot of her students have gone on to performing arts colleges, which are really, really hard to get into. But singing and acting go hand in hand. And one thing that I love to explore is how do you tell stories when you're singing, right? Like a lot of singers, they're just singing. And, maybe they're doing a dance move too. But what's the story they're telling? What's the emotion? That's the acting part of it. And I think a lot of singers or a lot of musical theater actors could use some more of that acting training and how you can interpret the song in a more deep way. And a lot of the acting clues come in the musicality, right? So if you listen to the music, sometimes the composer will give you these clues to the story arc that your character is supposed to go on. So if you're listening and paying attention, it's an easier job for you.
Woo, somebody
you know what? We are almost out of time, so that's a signal, but that goes a minute before the time's up. So, Dennis, thank you so much for being with us again. Please, please, please give your phone number and your website again. Dennis Connor with NextGen Acting. Please check him out.
Yeah, absolutely. NextGenActing.com, office at NextGenActing.com, and 908-315-3525. And if that was the deal or no deal, I'll take the deal.
Deal. All right. So give them a call right now. Pick up the phone and dial that number. Thank you again for coming in and sharing with us all about NextGen Acting. We'll see everyone next week. Bye now.
Thank you.